What's up, guys, and welcome to another weekly roundup. There's only two of us today. Where is Shaz today?
Is it some form of like colonic irrigation centre?
What does that mean?
Where they put the pipe up your bum and like put caffeine and water up your bum and wash your insides out. It makes you really healthy.
Well, shout out to Shaz for that.
Yeah.
Looking after himself.
Yeah. He is very health conscious though, isn't he?
Yeah.
To be fair. He's not like me. Just for
I
the
like
record,
bars.
outright s'mores, really, really tasty. Definitely give them a go. Peanut butter, banging.
And also the almond one. For people that don't like peanut butter like me, which are very few, it's very nice.
I don't know, you haven't put it in your mouth yet.
I've had it lots of times.
Have you?
I have it every day.
Have you? That explains a lot. So, what are we going to do? Oh, right.
Chocolate melts in your mouth.
Right then, so what's new? No, what's back in stock? We'll go back in stock first. That's easier.
Sweet.
Just entertain yourselves just while he sort of does this. Alright? Good? Yeah? Happy now?
So what we're doing, new.
Yeah.
New products. Oh, I've forgotten them. Okay, give me a sec.
Oh yeah!
Ah, this is too hard.
No, it's not.
Ah,
Okay.
right, okay. We're back.
We're a bit disorganised today.
We don't have Shaz to organise us, so we struggle. First, so Maya Blocks is back. We sold it a while ago. Never sold brilliantly, but the people that did buy it did seem to quite like it. The reason we brought it back is we've got a really good deal on it, I'm just going to be completely honest, which means we can offer it to you at a really good price, which means if you have thought about trying it, but the price tag is a little high sometimes on Maya Blocks, I have to admit myself. So now you can try it at a decent enough price, and it is good stuff to be fair. So Blow is their pump formula. Comes in two flavours, Tropicandy and Boom RAZZ. Go on.
We've got Illa.
This is their EAA formula.
Which,
This is the limited edition CRYO series one.
yeah. It's numbered.
Frostbite flavour.
Yeah, it's numbered.
Yeah,
Pretty
so
cool.
it's 157 of 4,000.
I have to say though, the thing with them is, I think why they're a little bit more pricey is that they do look. They
put a lot of money onto that, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
They look really nice on your shelf.
They do.
For the gram when you take pictures of your supplements.
Definitely. And then LOCO CINCO XO in Pinata Dust flavour is their limited edition one. So this is number 1909 of 4,000. Basically, they shove a lot of shit in this and they go, right, let's give it a go. And it's quite an interesting way that they do it. But
I'd like to give that a go.
So Bob will probably give us a go then.
The flavours on them are always quite nice, to be fair.
They are, to be fair, yeah. And
then we've got Rubik's.
Rubik's. Oh, I've got Skywalker one.
So this is like a stim-free fat loss.
Yeah, it basically makes you sweat like an absolute, like you're in the desert.
Like a sweaty person.
Like a sweaty person in the desert.
Like a fat lass at a disco.
But this is the 2.0 formula. So it's very good because what they've done is, you see, let the man take over.
Sorry.
They've added basically more L-carnitine, they've added in the capsaicin, the pyridoxine, and the GBB. So basically, you've got three components in there that are just going to make you sweat like hell. So if it is something you're looking for, with no type of caffeine in there, then this is probably one for you. And it will give you a kick. As much as it says no stims, it means no caffeine.
Yeah.
Grains of Paradise and stuff like that is pretty strong as a stimulant as well. So yeah, Rubik's comes in two flavours, mango chamoy and pepino lemon.
In what, sorry?
Pepino lemon.
And then we've got Skywalker.
Skywalk in two flavours. Skywalk's brilliant. It's one of mine that I generally have always liked. If you two scoop it, you feel like you're in another planet. It's a nootropic, by the way, if people didn't know. But you could use it as a free if you didn't want any pump or anything like that, potentially. So
why?
So anyway, Maya Blocks is back. We didn't talk much about these, but they're kind of our new products. So Gatorade from Alpha Lion, I did a video on that on the Instagram.
Yep.
Comes in two flavours, grape melon and limeade. Both flavours have got brilliant reviews so far, 100% good feedback. Brilliant EA formula. And then, didn't talk about this one much, but Cyborg from Alpha Lion as well. Very good all-in-one joint formula. Comes with a patented form of curcumin, which is called curcumin. Like that. Chicken cartilage in there as well. It's very good. MSM, glucosamine, chondroitin. It has basically everything you need for a very good joint and reducing inflammation formula. Something that I think will definitely help me, and I think I'll probably be trying soon. Cyborg.
I think I'll get that a burn as well.
Yeah, it's a good little product. And then, oh yeah, I've got these.
So we've got the Alpha bottle. We were talking about these earlier. They are probably the best one out of the lot of them, I think. For all
Do you
these.
eat that bar already?
Yeah. So this is the XL one. So they do a normal size and they do the XL one. So it's 1.2 litres. They're pretty robust bits of kit. And then there's an assortment of colours. We've got, yeah, really, really good. I don't know how much they are.
They're about 12.
60 quid.
Small ones are about 10, I think, and these are the smaller ones.
Oh, that's the XL one, that one.
Yeah. No, they are XL, but the XXL. So they start at XL, if that makes sense.
All right.
I'm hoping so, though I've got that wrong. But yeah, these will be on the site very soon. We've just got a load of them in to try, and I hope you guys like them, really. They are pretty good. I'll probably test them for myself.
Yeah, me too.
So yeah. And then, back in stocks this week, we had this, I forgot. Another new product. 7th gear from Max and Sledge.
There's a lot of fuss about this, isn't there?
Yeah, what I do like is the fact that, fair enough, it's a 30 serving tub, it's $32.99, so it's a good value for money product, it generally is. And they've just gone for basically stims and focus and a bit of endurance, a bit of alanine. It's a good little product. I don't think it's going to be anything special. Do I think it's going to be the best seller in a year? No, do I hell. But do you know what? They've definitely improved the ignition switch. Ignition switch was very, very bad. So fair play to them. And it comes in 2 good flavours as well, raspberry lemonade and hard working motherfucker. So it must taste like sweat.
Nice.
No, it's bombsicle flavour for you guys that care.
Surprisingly enough, another bombsicle flavour. That's the flavour of the moment, isn't it?
It is. So yeah, back in stocks. We had some 3D cans back in stock. We had the outright bars back in stock, including that flavour. Which we didn't talk about. Yeah, it's very good, and even this almond one is really good as well. In terms of other back in stocks, I think we had some Attack, some Muscle Sport Lean Whey in basically all the flavours. Running a deal on that at the moment to get a free shaker. A lot of you guys have liked that, which is good. Rule 1 potentially as well, actually.
I think the best way to do it is, is always look at the Instagram, because you always put on that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, every day there should be at least someone that's come back into stock that you're looking for. So yeah.
Bit of news as we speak. Mr. Diasher is on stage in Korea. He looked good. We saw a little bit of the live bit, didn't we? Mm-hmm. And he looks really good, to be fair. He needs a bit of. I thought he won the last show, but he got second. But that's just the way it is. But he does look good, and he did say that this show looks pretty amazing. Like the stage looks really cool, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I find that if you ever watch Pride, which is like the UFC but in Japan,
okay,
their shows were known for being like really, really like a show.
Yeah.
And I think
they're good with technology and stuff out there, so they can make it look really
cool. If you look at like the Olympia and then you look at most bodybuilding shows, they're pretty crap, aren't they? Really, but this looks like a fight. You know what I mean? It looks like a Pride fight. It's like lasers and all that.
It's all about lighting and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really, really cool. And yeah, Nathan looked good. So hopefully by the time we've done this, he will have won.
Yeah. Fingers crossed for him that he wins it.
He needs it, doesn't he?
It's a hard opponent with Ron Morel because he's a big dude, but
Nathan will get him on condition.
Yeah, he'll probably get him on condition, to be fair.
And he looked big, though, didn't he?
He did look pretty big. He looked pretty
we were saying
3D.
We were saying he's a tough year, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And I think next year, watch out, because everything will be behind him, and he can just focus on what he's doing, and I think he's going to smash it.
Yeah.
The Dubai Strongman's coming up, which is kind of like, there's a lot of money in it. There's a lot of big guys going. The Stoltman boys are out there. Anybody who's everybody's out there. And I think it's the same. Like if you look at like the Arab states, they're taking sport. I think now, like in CrossFit, there's like the CrossFit Games everybody bangs on about. But there's like one out in Saudi. I think it might be in Dubai, and all the top athletes go out to that now. I think. And then look at this. You look at them over there. They're really embracing sport. The UFC.
They're putting money into it.
Boxing's out there because obviously thingy's fighting.
All the stuff like that. All the sports like that. What's the one thing we've always lacked? Money. And the fact that them guys in Dubai and stuff are getting behind it means that basically them sports can succeed more. As much as it shouldn't just be about that, it is, and people, I love it. I think strongman's amazing now. After Scotland, I think it's amazing. So, it's growing, isn't it?
But like the UFC are going out there now, and they're doing big fights out there. And if they're making lots of money, that they can.
I mean, the UFC are huge anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, they are pretty big. But then if you look at it now, though, like the boxing's out there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what's his AJ's fighting out there, isn't he? Out in the Middle East. Ruiz again.
Ruiz will probably beat him again. Fingers crossed.
But yeah, so it's good for the sport of bodybuilding. It's good for strongman. It's good for all the sort of. It's going away from America. It's good, I think. I think it's good for the sport, and it's good for athletes because you get to travel, and that's always pretty cool, isn't it? I think.
Yeah. Other news. How are you, Bob?
I'm alright, mate. I'm training hard. Mr. Hipkiss is pushing me to my limits and beyond, and I'm still doing stuff that I haven't benched in 10 years because I've never really. I've seen too many people get hurt doing it.
Yeah,
you know, like torn pecs and stuff like that. So I've always steered away from it, and I've always focused on the dumbbell stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But Dan's making me do like proper bench, incline, and flat, and it's weird because it's like because I'm used to doing dumbbells, the bar moves differently, and it's like trying to correct it and stuff. But I'm also doing the dumbbell stuff as well, heavy. So I'm really enjoying it. I think it's good. I think you've got to mix your training up. I've been still for so long.
Definitely, I think if it doesn't mix up, you do get bored. You do. As much as you love training, you do get bored.
Yeah, you do. And I'm getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And this is going to lead on to what we're going to talk about now. So I said in the last video that I was getting a muscle gun and dry cupping and stuff. Recovery is something that I've never really been asked about. Like, it's something that I'm just like, I can't bother with this.
Yeah.
It's stupid. Just eat loads of protein, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's not the case.
No.
As you know, that isn't the case. So I've been using the muscle gun, really, really good. Recommend them. And the dry cupping is really, really good. The amount of people that message me and said, "Oh, it's a load of shit. There's no science." So, if it makes me feel better,
then do it.
and the same with the muscle gun. There's no science, but if it makes you feel better and you can train harder, I don't care. It's good.
There's all sorts of little things you can do that don't potentially have scientific research behind them that work, isn't there? Like even there's all sorts.
Well, the microdots and but these pads that you stick on your head, they give you like an electric shock. Well, not electric shock, but they make your muscle fibers twitch. Like you buy like a muscle dot as a brand, and if you buy one of those, they're like 350 quid. It's a TENS machine. You can buy them from like online for like 17 quid. It does the same thing. You just have to plug it in. You don't use your phone.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much science behind them either, but they work. They must do because people use them.
No, yeah, there's an element of that in them.
I think anything to aid your recovery, and this will lead nicely.
But I think the one thing we've got to kind of draw back from and start on is the things that people can do without spending money.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? The things that people can do without spending money to help with their recovery and especially the mental recovery, I think is a huge aspect that is now becoming more popular. But before was never even known. Like it wasn't even a thing.
You didn't talk about it, did you?
No, exactly. No one talked about it. And the thing that you've got to do is, for example, let's say recovery. Obviously, sleep is a big aspect of that. But also just recovering mentally in general is a big thing of that. And like you say, water's a huge thing. And there are things that you can do that aren't going to cost you money. So, for example, turning your phone off 1 to 2 hours before you go to bed. Potentially wearing them silly glasses, blue light blockers, but if that generally helps you and it's not going to cost you anything or not going to cost you much, I think you should always do it. Yeah. I think turning your phone out, not watching TV is one thing you can do straight away like that. It's going to cost you nothing. Yeah. Another thing, coming home. Well, exactly. You're
flicking through Instagram,
through rubbish,
Facebook,
or
you're watching fucking Love Island. It's just
you're watching people like us. I mean, you might as well not bother.
But no, right? No, I think they don't say it's electrical, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Read a book.
Yeah,
it's a weird concept.
Yeah, read a book is a really good
weird concept, but read a book.
Yeah, and they are actually more interesting ones. You kind of
get into them.
Yeah, I agree. So then, kind of, there's obviously other things you can do which will cost you money. Obviously, you've got, like you said, like the massage type of things and the sport therapy type of things that will cost you money. You've also got the supplement side of things which will cost you money. We're not in any way trying to just push this, as it looks like, but basically, there's things you can do to aid your sleep. I'm just going to keep. Bit by bit. Do you want me? No, slap it. Okay. So.
I'll hold on. You've got.
Yeah. Okay. So in terms of sleep, what can you do? One thing that is very primarily, very in the forefront. You get what I'm trying to say. One of the best things you can do to help with your sleep cycles and all that kind of jazz is to have some melatonin in your diet, in your supplements. Now, the one problem that lies here is melatonin is technically illegal for us to sell to you in the UK. So in America, you can go get yourself a really cool sleep aid which has a shit ton of melatonin in, shit ton of GABA. It's going to knock you out. It's just going to literally knock you out like a light. Now, one thing that you can't do with these, obviously, like with ours for Foresight, we couldn't add melatonin in. It's illegal. We're not allowed to do it. The manufacturer would not even carry melatonin. So what you do is you would put something in. For example, one of the things you can do is add 5-HTP, which is 5-hydroxytryptophan. So basically, what that does is basically 5-HTP converts in turn. It's a form of tryptophan, which yet again is not allowed in the UK, but 5-HTP is. It will then in turn convert through a load of different neural pathways to serotonin. Now, serotonin is what's responsible for you feeling quite calm, quite at ease. If you feel kind of happy, you're probably going to have quite a lot of serotonin. Same with dopamine, it's similar to that. Now, what serotonin does is, through yet again another type of transfer and way that it happens, is that it then raises your melatonin. So it raises your natural melatonin in your body rather than you having to supplement it in.
Oh, right.
So it's a great way of getting that melatonin there, but through basically a cheat code way, because you're not having to put something that's illegal, you're putting something that is legal, and it makes more melatonin, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So what's the dosage on this then?
So like
what's
this
the
is
ideal sort of clinical dosage?
So they say about 200 milligram is a pretty hefty. You're going to definitely feel it. It's going to definitely produce a lot more. But they do say 100 is more than enough.
Could you take this on its own?
Yeah, you
And
could
you'd get
and
good
you would get better sleep. Obviously, the other things in like Restore and other sleep products help it as well. But melatonin is a key part of that.
Okay, so we've gone to Restore them.
Yeah. So in terms of Restore, the things in that are going to help you is it's a little bit different. Sleep aids in general. Featured just like ZMA, so zinc, magnesium,
Because I
and
used to
stuff like
take
that.
that, but it used to make me feel groggy in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
Really
It does work to
For
a
an
certain
hour.
extent to help people
2
sleep. Like he says, sometimes people feel groggy, sometimes people it just didn't work for. So in this, you've got your zinc. The one thing we did miss out is magnesium for a reason of gastric issues, but that's another subject.
Yep.
And you've got things like ashwagandha. Now, K766 ashwagandha, it's an adaptogen, which means it adapts to your body realistically. So there's some people that will feel energetic effect of ashwagandha, which is why I've seen it in like 2 pre-workouts. Now, for some people, it will make people reduce the cortisol, reduce the stress, and they'll feel quite sleepy in a way, which is what happens to I'd say 85% of people, but there is 15% that can feel the stimularity effect of ashwagandha. Now, what we've done is we bought into the fact that most people will feel a sleepy sensation, will feel a bit more relaxed, and can then get themselves off to sleep better. So it's not going to knock you out. Most of the stuff that do that is illegal. What it will do is it'll get you in a better phase to sleep, and that's kind of what everything in there is there to do.
And you can have these two together, can't you?
And we sell them together as Foresight Sleep Stack, and it is becoming our bestseller in terms of sleep, and people get results from it. Like we were basically restocking Restore at the moment. We're running out. We're nearly running for the full batch, and it's been brilliant that we've done that. Now I've been at the stage where do I add something to make it better? But the problem with that is if I go and add something and it changes the whole synthesis of the whole product, and I put too much of something in, it's going to throw the whole product off. If it works, keep it as it is. You don't need to make the formula look better because it works. Do you know what I mean?
You see brands do that though, don't
Yeah,
they? They bring out
you
a
do.
V2 or a
And it's
V3,
never as good.
it's-
Or sometimes it is, sometimes it's better.
But it's
It's
a risk.
50-50,
It's a
yeah.
risk, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think when you've got something like that does work,
Yeah, just keep it as it is.
just
Yeah,
keep it as it is.
that's
It
exactly
doesn't
it. So sleep, a huge point. Another point for recovery, joints, which we all, I think a lot of people suffer with.
And the thing is as well, you don't necessarily know you've got joint problems.
Yeah.
But then when you take something to help with your joints and you feel better, it sort of, you then go, oh, actually my wrists were a bit, because everyone wears wrap strap. I mean, you see people with knee sleeves warming up squatting. Like, I don't understand why you wear knee sleeves, gaskets, wraps. But why though? Because your joints, your muscles, your tendons, your cartilage, you should be able to support that.
Yeah, true.
Like, I don't wear knee sleeves very often, but I do when I'm heavy squatting, because I'm heavy squatting. For me, it's heavy. So I think there's too much reliance, I think, on these wrist wraps, belts, knee sleeves. I mean, you see people in all sorts of gear.
Myself personally, I for back and for legs, I relied on the lifting straps for a hell of a long time because it just helped me lift more. However, that means now, 3-4 years down the line, I have zero grip strength. I can't even grip things. Like, I'm so weak in terms of grip that because I've never used them, now my forearms are so tight and so knotted and so uncomfortable because I've always pulled through my elbow. So I've always just pulled, because I was taught, follow line of elbow to get your lats engaged. And don't get me wrong, it works, but in turn, because I've never really gripped, as soon as I grip, like even if I grip now, that hurts. My forearm hurts because it's so messed up from doing that. And that's where I think, you're right, that I didn't listen. I was like, no. I used to bench with a belt on.
Yeah.
Like all sorts, because I've seen other people that look better than me doing that. And that's the thing where you look and you go, I shouldn't be following. I should look into why I'm doing this. Why am I using this? Do I need to use this? And now I don't wear a belt for anything. Squatting, nothing, no belt. Because I relied on it so much, I need to get that core strength. If I had no core strength, I can't hold myself up.
Yeah, I mean, a girl I spoke to, who's a strong woman, and she said to me she's now training without a belt because she can't. She went to see somebody and they said, you don't know how to brace in a belt. You're just wearing a belt. You don't actually. It's not complicated to brace in a belt, but you have to know how to do it properly. Because if you don't, it isn't actually doing anything.
Just like
other than it's just being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it's. I mean, also these belts, the bodybuilder ones that are thick at the back and they've got the gold gym ones with like the little bit at the front, they're no good. For heavy lifting. Normal lifting, but once you start getting into the realms of like heavy, that's when you need a proper belt, like the lever belt that you've just brought in that I've just tested and is fantastic. But those are what you need if you're doing heavy lifts. Don't use these body star ones by Margos and stuff because they are really no good to you.
And then do they become a point where them type of belts are irrelevant because you don't need a belt until you do heavy.
No, that's right. I mean,
so them belts realistically, they're just for fashion.
I mean, if you go on like West Coast Barbell and people like that, and like you go to Plexus in Leeds and that, a lot of the guys there don't wear belts.
Exactly.
Like literally do not wear belts. They do Morning Glory with like 120 kilos on and they don't wear a belt because it's about strengthening your core.
It is definitely core, so underrated. People think it's abs. Like people think when you train abs, you're training abs to look cool. Genuinely, there's an element of doing sit-ups, doing ab-related exercises is brilliant for strength training, 100%.
Do hollow holds. That'll tell you how hard that'll tell you how strong your core is. Try 30-second hollow hold. If you know what it is, Google it. Try it. It is hard work. You will be sweating. Yeah. It's nothing to do with your six-pack.
Exactly.
You'll have a six-pack and look good, but you'll have a shit core.
Exactly, that's true. Yeah.
So that's it. So now we're on the joints.
So yeah, there's a few different things you can take for joints. There's loads of different ones. Superior Sistos.
This is really good. Really, really good.
So this was originally owned by I'm going to say Russian, but it's probably wrong, or a German brand that patented the Sistos, and it's a brilliant, product. Farm, Chris who owns it swears by it, and it is something that we're going to probably put into our thing. It's 100% shellfish free as well if you care about shellfish.
Well, because you're allergic as well.
Oh, is that?
Yeah. It's one of the, I think it's 18 things you can be allergic to.
Wow.
So, if you are allergic to crustaceans,
then this is the one for you.
This isn't the one for you, if you're allergic to them.
Oh, it's a shellfish free.
Oh, if you are, so this is the one for you, sorry, should I say. It's 180 capsules, it's a month's supply, it's 6 a day, which seems like a lot, but they're not that big, to be fair.
No.
I find it more to do with the tendons around my joints and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel stronger, I don't get that ache sometimes. Mm-hmm. And I've been using this now for 3 months, 4 months, and it's really, really good. I have to say, I have noticed a difference with this.
Same with Cyborg. Cyborg features Sistos. Cyborg features all these other things as well. Brilliant product. Same with Strom Support Max Joint. Yeah, again, very good. So it's just other things you can do. I mean, we could talk all day about this, couldn't we? But we're not going to talk all day about it. So yeah, sleep, joints, and then also one last thing is kind of your mental recovery. Now, mushrooms by Genius Brand is brilliant. Something that's becoming more and more popular is the mushroom blends, so the Lion's Mane, the Pico 2, that kind of thing. So Pico 2 is technically a patented form made up of different mushrooms and featuring Lion's Mane, and is amazing. Now this one features 3 of the 4 that are normally found in Pico 2. So this is not Pico 2, this is just 3 mushroom blends. So you have Cordyceps, Reishi and Lion's Mane. Lion's Mane supports brain health, very, very good for brain health and brain function and memorising things, revising things. And then Reishi and Cordyceps, very good for performance, mainly Cordyceps for utilising oxygen and stuff like that. And then Reishi is really, really, really good for your immune system, really good for that. And it's something that's used in some of the other products we stock as well. So it's a brilliant little sector that's becoming popular.
Good brand. Good brand.
And yeah, Genius is really cool. They do a lot of cool things like this, use things people haven't thought of, which is really cool. So yeah, that's Genius Mushrooms. Mr. Bridgman swears by that as well. He takes that every single month. it's good for health, it's good for brain function. Why not?
Well, he talks about that quite a bit, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Or he did do last week or the week before.
Yeah,
Mental health and stuff.
So yeah, I mean that's kind of it.
Yeah, I've enjoyed that. Looking at something different than a pre-workout.
Exactly. Yeah, like we just want to kind of talk about things we're passionate about and things we find help us, and if they help you, then that's always a bonus.
Because you're like the genius, I'm like the dummy, so it works quite well.
I like to read boring things. That's what I do. But they are quite interesting for me, and hopefully some of you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, thanks again for watching.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hopefully this is not too long. We don't know how long we've gone on, but what do you reckon? 24 minutes? 28?
An hour.
Oh god. Right, cool. We'll see you next week. Thank you very much for watching.
See you guys.